hate puppies. Good podcast.
I feel threatened. What a whiny bitch. I don't like that guy.
You talked about changing that
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh, I've talked about putting
more than once.
putting more effort into the show.
How's that going?
Not.
It's not going.
No, because I already put a lot of effort into the show. You know, last week, you know how I edited the podcast?
How?
From my daughter's birthday party at a skating rink.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the kind of the podcast takes enough of my damn time when I'm sitting there at a skating rink.
Should be having a ball.
Pull out the laptop, start editing everything, got a hotspot going. Like, it's a mess.
How was it? I saw your picture, man. I was jealous because I was out of town because I would have just shown up.
Yeah, you would have skated your face off.
Hell yeah.
There were a handful of guys like you there.
Nice. Cool guys.
Definitely. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer or non-alcoholic beer you should be drinking this weekend. Yeah, the skating rink was interesting. I didn't know that. So I got to talk to the lady who owns it.
I know her for 30 plus years.
Big smoker, I'm guessing.
I don't know if she currently smokes.
She definitely sounds like she smokes. Yeah.
And she looks like it.
She looks like it, but she's got blonde hair and
you could tell she's attractive now, but she's older, but you could tell like in her heyday.
There was a time in her life where she was the real deal. I'm certain of it, but she looked like she'd been buried in a pack of cigarettes for...
She tries hard. She wants to be young. She's around young people all the time, so I think she's still trying to hold on to her youth, which is just... She was like, I'm trying really hard not to make changes here, but I have to make changes to make the place better, and I'm really putting in the effort to make it better. And I'm looking behind her at the hole in the wall. Oh yeah,
just like what exactly are you doing? But then she's like, I have to be lenient on these rules, but I'm not going to be lenient about these hussies who come in here on Friday night and they got damn near thongs on and their crop tops, and I'm just like, oh, Friday night. Did you tell her you knew me? I didn't think she would know you.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've known her over 30 years. She's owned that place since I was in the 3rd grade.
Well, she liked me because I wasn't a pain in the ass, and I tipped the guy who helped out with the birthday party and all that. And so I was very nice. And then she was like, I like you. You're okay. Not like those assholes who just walked out of here. Screw that. I'm like, oh, man, she's seen some stuff.
Yeah. Well, so that place... I might have told this story, but that place, the place I grew up skating at, was owned by the same people that were built at the same time when I was in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, because you were on the other side of town, so that's why I wouldn't have thought.
No, two sisters owned them.
No way.
Yeah, and actually they ran them. Her mom owned them. So the one I grew up in looks exactly like the one on our side of town. So every time, and nothing's changed. Maybe a couple carpet colors.
That old school dope skateaway logo.
Yes.
With that thing's kind of cool.
So that place, every time I step back into it, I'm 16 again. I'm 14 again. I'm 12 again. Like that's pretty cool. It's a time machine. It is wild.
I'm good with that. That sounds like that's pretty special.
When I say exact same layout, like the plans, the blueprints are exactly the same. The color schemes, the same. Like it's wow.
That is crazy. Well, it was fun.
There's
outside.
An apartment above that place.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun outside of the hour that I was editing a podcast and ignoring the kids.
You spent a whole hour doing that, huh?
Yeah, because the Wi-Fi was that bad.
Yeah.
They kept dropping out, and I was like, oh, great. I'll start over.
That's always fun.
Yeah, it was. Hey, look, my point was, I think we do enough.
We do.
I think we do enough.
Let me do something we haven't talked about before we started, because we just walked in and we're doing this kind of last second. You know, we went kind of hard on our boy Stu last week.
Okay.
And I want to apologize for that, because we busted his chops for not being here again, and he's not here again.
Objection! Hearsay!
And we went hard on him, but, you know, he felt some pain, and he made a donation to the cause, which he's on the podcast. He shouldn't have to do that. But that was
Did he donate after the episode came out?
No, He donated later that night.
Oh, so there's where your guilt's coming from.
Yeah, because we went hard on him.
Okay, because I regret nothing. That's just where I stand. But that's cool.
Give him a little love. I'm just giving our guy a little love. And of course, in his defense, no one's here tonight because we're doing this late night.
Dude, this is seriously. It's a Wednesday night.
Yep.
And it is, 10:15.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's start a podcast now. But yeah, because I got to go tomorrow morning. I get up and I go snowboarding for a few days.
Ghetto ski trip.
Yeah, I'm excited. Man. I'm excited. I think we got 14 guys locked up this year.
A couple last guys jump in.
We did. Last minute, everything changed. I was like, man, I hope we get to our number.
That's how it always works.
I know. I had one guy I had one yesterday just show up, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I had a guy today come out of the woodwork, had not responded to an email, anything. Like he was, and there's out of nowhere.
See you tomorrow.
He was like, hey, I'm in. I don't know if I'm in for one night, 2 nights. And then I talked to him for a bit, and he was like, I'll see you tomorrow then. I was like, okay, that's 3 nights.
3 nights. It's funny because I hear that same rhetoric get thrown around every year. Like, no one ever really knows anymore how long they're going.
No. Now that it's close to home.
Yeah.
It makes...
Where are y'all going this year to get kicked out of?
Blue Mountain Brewery. Yeah. We have the house that's on the property.
Hold on. What was the other brewery y'all went to that you can't go back to?
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone. Okay.
I'm not allowed back there.
Yeah, you're doing this.
Persona non grata. No joke. Like, for real.
Do you think you can even go there?
I've been to the bar.
Yeah.
But I can't.
There's not like a picture of you up there.
No. But
Yeah.
I did have to change my VRBO account.
Oh, wow. You started a whole new account?
Yeah, because they
give you a bad review?
Yeah, they review you.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I'm sure that my review in the back end.
But you never saw it.
I haven't seen it, but I just sunset that account. I was like, no, because I don't want to try to get a place, and then they're like, ooh, sorry, sir, you can't. And then I try to do it from another email address, and they're like, nice try, same dude.
Yeah.
So I literally closed the account.
Did we tell that story on here?
We've told some of it.
Well, obviously, we got to.
I mean, the long and the short of it is some dude had a manic breakdown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And was under the impression that all of the pots and pans,
glasses,
all that stuff,
all the custom stuff,
all that stuff was his.
Cutting boards.
Now, in his defense, which I'm not defending him, but in his defense, he was in a total manic episode, and on the way there, stopped at a Walmart and bought pots, pans, plates, and shit.
Yeah.
And when he freaked out and decided,
but his didn't say Devil's Backbone on him.
No.
He didn't get the custom Devil's Backbone cutting board.
Yeah, and so then I got a call from the people who rent the place, and they were like, hey, we have some people checking in, and we were just cleaning up, and we noticed that, like, all our shit's gone. And I was like, yeah, right. So
yeah, because you were there, and you were the last person out. You might.
Yeah, so I made some phone calls to some people and was like, hey, I checked. We put everything away. We cleaned it up. Like,
yeah.
But I got a pretty angry phone call just now saying that we stole a bunch of stuff. So did you guys put it in like a weird place? And then someone was like, hey, you should call this guy. Remember how crazy he was? I was like, yeah, that's right. He was
not acting himself.
And I called that.
Y'all didn't know he was in a.
Oh, it was pretty fucking obvious.
Oh, was it? See, I don't think I knew because I've never been around anything like that.
I was told, hey, man, sorry, but this dude is in a crazy manic episode, and he found out about the trip and joined. Like, just showed up.
Wow.
So, and that's what manic people do, like, all over. The next week, I talked to him, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm on my way to Annapolis. I was like, oh, what are you doing in Annapolis? And he's like, oh, I'm going to buy a Ford Thunderbird.
Wow.
I was like, you're driving your car to Annapolis to buy another car? And he was like, that's absolutely right. I was like, I'm going to leave this alone.
And then after you got hit for it all, he brought it all back over here.
And then took it before I ever
took it back.
No joke. Dumped all the shit in my yard. I went outside.
In a garbage bag.
Found all the stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, look, there's a Devil's Backbone cutting board, but I don't own this jacket from this high school or this random crap. It was like he literally just took all the random crap in his house, loaded it into garbage bags.
Dropped it off.
Drops it off. Then I'm like, I'm on a work call, and I'm like looking outside after it's been dropped off.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see the dude milling around my yard. He's like peeing in my driveway and shit.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what the fuck is
Daytime
going
hours.
on? Daytime.
Yeah.
So I'm like, excuse me, in the middle of a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, I got to go check on something. Run downstairs and he's like, did you get all your stuff? And I was like, no, man, I haven't had a chance to go through it. It's the middle.
I'm at work.
It's the middle of the workday. And he goes, then I guess you didn't need it that bad. Picked up all the stuff, loaded it back in his car, and drove away. I was like, what?
And you haven't seen him since, right?
I have seen him once. Once. You know what else he did that I thought was particularly special is he saw a 12-pack of Devil's Backbone beer in the garage.
Oh, no.
And he also took that.
I don't think I knew that part.
Yeah.
That is glorious. Well,
he looked
in
out.
his defense.
All Devil's Backbone stuff is his.
Devil's Backbone is his.
Yeah.
That's his jam.
Yeah.
You're a Yeti guy, right?
Yeah.
So you own a lot of Yeti products.
Yeah, I just take them from people's houses. Anytime I see a Yeti
Well, you
product,
might
I just
accidentally pick a Yeti cup up because you're a Yeti guy. He's a Devil's Backbone guy. It only makes sense.
Yeah, I'm totally willing to hear your argument, except
Sometimes.
I'm fucking not.
Sometimes when you go over to a friend's house that you haven't been over to in years and they have that product in their garage in the fridge, maybe they'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like to go to houses and go, oh, a PlayStation 5.
I have a PlayStation 5 guy.
I'm one of those. Yeah, I'm going to take that. No, I think that's fair.
It's science.
It just makes sense. Yeah, he literally took that shit, and then he grabbed a 12-pack and picked it
For
up
his
and
troubles.
loaded it in his loaded it in his car.
Well, he did drive all the way across town to drop that stuff off, then mill around for a little while, and then come back to pick it up. So you did kind of owe him a little.
Dude, 3 different times. 3 different times.
I shouldn't be laughing, but
He came here, he dropped off the stuff, then he came back a little bit later, and I'm again on a call, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing him on my Ring camera, and then I like look out and I see him milling around.
Was any part of you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Then he picked up a bat from my yard, and I was like, "What's this?" And then he picked up a watering can, and then he went and he loaded those in his car.
Did they say Devil's Backbone?
No, they
All right,
just
then I can't defend this action.
no. I don't understand what was happening. And then like he took them out of the car. It's like he must have like had like a moment of clarity. He's like, "Wait a minute,
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I don't think I did bring a
I
bat."
don't think this is my watering can.
So the watering can and the bat are still here, but there was a third item that was picked up from the yard that he came to the conclusion that clearly must have been his, and I still don't know what that was. Fortunately, it's not something I missed so much that I'm like, where is X?
You do have a few random things laying around,
Yes.
so yeah.
So I don't know what he took, but then when he came back the next time, that's when I was able to catch him in the yard, and that's when he took his stuff back.
He's right. You didn't care about that stuff.
I didn't.
You let it sit out for, what, an hour probably?
Yeah,
2?
a couple hours. Then he loaded up the 12-pack, and he
Yeah.
off.
It was meant to be his.
I guess. I told him at that point, I said, dude, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
please, don't worry about it.
You just wanted him out of your space, I'm sure.
I wanted him as far away from my my kids were about to come
Yeah.
home. I don't want him here because I don't know what's going on in his head.
He's like a loaded gunman, like pointing a gun. You're just like, take my wallet, take my watch. I won't call the cops. Like,
Please don't take the girl.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really fucking weird. But I did see him a few weeks ago, and he was back on his meds and he was back at work. But there was probably about 6 months he literally couldn't even work. The doc was like, "You need to get your shit together. We got to get you back on your meds."
Did this come up? Was this last year's ghetto that this happened on? So we're coming up on the 1 year
1 year anniversary, and I don't think we ever told the full story because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's seriously insane.
Yeah.
Like he had lost his mind, and it was.
So when you ran into him, did any of this get brought up?
I said, "I'm glad to
apologies?
see. I'm glad to see you're at work. I assume you're doing better." And he said, "I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking." And I was
And that
like,
was it.
And I said, "Good."
Yeah.
I shook his hand. I walked away.
Yeah.
Less is more in that situation.
And you're in no rush to hang and catch up.
No, but so I called the Devil's Backbone house, and they said, or actually, I had a friend's wife call to say, I asked her if she would book it.
Oh, y'all wanted to go back.
Yeah. So I asked her if she would book it as a girls' trip, and then I would just give her the money. And she obliged. And when she called up, they said, we've had some really bad luck in this past year, and we just think it's better that we no longer rent the house.
It's a beautiful house.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was actually the best place I've ever rented.
I mean, on the property of a bar.
And literally at the base of
the mountain.
ski slope.
Yeah.
So you just pull out. The only thing you have to pass on the way there is a place to get a biscuit.
Yeah.
Like jackpot. Then right up the mountain, snowboard all day, come down, party at the bar. Now, we're at a different brewery. Got the house, and it's...
So they're not even renting that old spot?
No, it just sits there. They said they might use it if a wedding is being held there.
That would make sense.
But then it's like, there's so much money involved, you can't.
Well, your issue can't be the only thing, because it's been a year, so they've tried it once or twice, but I guess it's kind of the same.
I mean, I know when we got
situation.
there, the foosball table had been moved to the garage and the leg was broken off.
Yeah.
So we immediately duct taped that, hauled it back into the house. You know, it was bad. It was bad, but obviously that place had been partied in. Question hard, put away wet.
Y'all ever been to Massanutten?
No, but I know you were there this week. Was there any snow on the mountain?
So the only snow I saw, I didn't ski or snowboard. I'm too old. I've given all that up. Went up with some friends. They have a timeshare up there. Let us come party with them for the weekend. Took the dog and the kids, and we did tubing and water park. I haven't been up there, honestly. I might have been.
They've really turned it into something.
Nice,
it gets a resort now. It's not.
It's literally, the big sign says 4-season resort. Like they have like go-karts and like arcades and like just crazy amount of stuff they do up there.
They got golf.
Putt.
Then they've got soccer golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They got a setup with that. They got some weird hybrid between lacrosse and golf.
Oh, where you fling it. Yeah.
Yeah, they got all this like stuff to do. Like you could go up there any time of year and do stuff. And they were smart because they were like, look, global warming.
Yeah.
We can't just lean on skiing. Whereas the resort we're going to this weekend, you know, they've got 2 golf courses, and then for the most part, you know, it's skiing.
Well, so that's why I was going out. Have you been up to Massanutten lately, or
in the last probably 6 years, I would say I went there, because it used to be. I used to do all their advertising.
Okay,
so they were a client, so I would go up there.
So I hadn't been up there since middle school, maybe early high school. So it'd been a while.
It's grown up.
And as I remember it, it was jokingly called Massanutten because it didn't have a lot of skiing. So when I used to ski all the time, I skied Massanutten a couple times. But when I used to ski and snowboard, I would go to Wintergreen.
Yeah, it was bad.
And looking at the map of Massanutten when I was up there, like, it definitely seems like they didn't have as much skiing available, right? Like, just not as many runs overall. Don't know. I'm no world-class skier or snowboarder, so I don't know comparatively speaking, but I know more runs is better. I'm not saying which one is better, like, skiing situation. They're kind of in the same area, so it's not like...
They're in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Wintergreen is a better...
skiing facility.
For sure.
So I think when I was up there, I just was in awe of, one, it was beautiful. Like, the houses were nicer. Like, Wintergreen has, like, a dated look to it at this point. Like, it's kind of...
Yeah, they've really done a good job of staying up to date, and they're actually building. They still build new communities up there.
Yeah.
So some of those homes are actually.
Oh yeah, I saw a bunch of new construction up in Massanutten. So I was very impressed, and I was like, "Oh, these guys figured it out." Like,
yeah,
they're a resort now. Like where Wintergreen is skiing.
Yeah, indoor water park. They got all that stuff. They're like a Great Wolf Lodge, skiing.
Yeah.
Go-karts, like you said, they have it all.
And it's really no further.
No, and it's actually close to civilization.
Yeah.
But Wintergreen has managed to put itself right into Alcohol Alley.
Yeah.
There are so many wineries, breweries, distilleries, which is why Wintergreen's great for us, but we keep getting kicked out. So
I tell you, it was a nice drive to Massanutten, too.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, because like you jump over on 15 or whatever it is, and you're riding up, you know, through the little towns.
Yeah, you can country road it
like,
if you want. You don't have to get on all the highways.
No.
No, look, they've got a lot going on. They were much smarter, and I saw the beginning of that
when I
was doing the advertising with them, because they were like, okay, well, we want to advertise this now and this. So I had the Wintergreen account and the Massanutten account.
Oh, wow.
And Wintergreen would spend a lot of money in 3 months.
Yeah.
And Massanutten would spend a lot of money in 3 months, but then they would also spend money year round, not as much, but keeping families coming in because they want to be a family-friendly four-season resort.
My buddy that has the Airbnb, he's only had it a few months, and I'm
probably making a killing.
So he's doing all right, And I was asking about it, like, what's the busy season? And he goes, from the research I've done, it sounds like the summer months are just as busy, if not busier, than the ski months.
That's
because
crazy.
There's just so much to do.
Yeah, you can go up there and just screw off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great place to dump your kids and you just kind of go do your thing.
I mean, I was highly impressed.
They're still not a ski facility, but Virginia is about to have zero skiing any damn way.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had good skiing in 15, 20 years, really. I mean,
we've had the occasional good year, but like the last 10 years,
yeah, it's been bad.
It's really bad. And these resorts keep changing hands with people thinking, okay, well, if we put more, snow machines and all this stuff, but now they can't even blow snow because it requires a certain temperature to do that. We're not there.
Yeah. So like, I didn't even look to see. I couldn't tell. I don't know the mountain that well, but they had slopes open all the way up, and they had night skiing and stuff and tubing, but it's all blown. There was no base anywhere else. I guess Wintergreen's the same way. Like, are all their runs open or
no? And I've been watching it, and there's mud spots everywhere. I mean, it's going to be pretty shitty. So I was actually going to go tomorrow morning. I was going to leave early, bored all day with just a couple of the guys.
Try to get a lot of runs in on a Thursday
because there's no one there.
Yeah,
so you can get them in
because the weekends are hell at all these places.
It sucks,
and they just keep upping the lift fees.
Yeah,
like
Friday will be okay. Saturday will be just to the point where I'll do like 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah, which
I'll pay the lift ticket price just to go up there and be on the mountain. And ski a little, drink a beer, ski a little. That's about it. But Friday I'll get after it. Friday will be a good day.
Nice.
Excited. Yeah. So, but it looks bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks bad. But that's okay. I'm going there for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people don't even ski and board anymore.
It's about
half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not about to
cross over,
tick the other way.
Yeah.
Because the skiing is so bad.
Yeah.
There's guys who bring boards and they'll post them up. And I think they just bring the boards so the wife doesn't bitch. They literally will put them up.
Yeah.
And then they'll take them out Sunday morning.
I only go skiing once a year, babe. Like, you got to let me go on the trip.
Yeah, you got to let me go on the trip. And so that's what they do. And I just beat the hell out of my boards because you're going over just mud and rocks and it's horrible. Can't wait. I'm fucking fired up. I'm leaving here tomorrow morning. I'll be up there. I'll be drinking beer by 1:00.
Well, the one good thing that I always appreciate is you guys always come back with at least one good story. So
last year's stories were so good we couldn't tell. Like the version we told tonight,
way low key.
I could fill an entire episode,
one episode at least,
with those stories.
Yeah,
and we just kind of let it be.
Yeah, we gave you the G-rated version.
Oh, I didn't even get to tell you who it was because I'm still trying to protect the innocent, and that douchebag does not deserve to be protected.
Yeah,
but I'm protected.
And you didn't tell part of the story where he thought the one guy was creating a lot of these problems.
Well, look, Seeley's intimidating. I'm willing to say Seeley's name because he did nothing outside of being Seeley.
Yeah.
Seeley's just a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, the tattoos alone will give you nightmares.
Yeah.
Like he's got these Nordic gods and stuff and the crazy stuff. I mean, he's an intimidating looking dude. And if you don't know him and you're going through a manic episode.
Well, the sculptured, muscled physique really ramps it up.
A lot. I mean, he is the personification of steroids. Like that is an intimidating man.
Yeah.
And when he gets to drinking, his mouth doesn't have a filter. And if you don't know if he's going to cash these checks or not that he's talking about, especially if you're manic, you're literally losing your mind. I'm sure it's intimidating.
Yeah.
To me, I laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look, Seeley's hilarious. This is funny. And like, you just move on. Like the thing about Seeley is you don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
You can walk away.
Yeah.
He's not going to follow you.
No.
He's holding court wherever he is. And if you choose to be part of the court, then you're going to hear it. But if you know I mean, I've never seen him do anything that wasn't deserved. You know what I mean?
I mean, and he busts chops equally.
That's what I mean. I talk shit right to him. It's not like he comes at you.
No.
He just flexes a lot.
Yeah.
And I would too. Honestly, damn.
Yeah.
If I was, you know what I'm saying? If I worked out 3 times a day, 7 days a week for 20 years, I'd probably walk around like talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Well, and I think he can back it up. Like, he ain't just for show.
No. But I will never tell him that to his face.
No.
I'm always like, what's up with the beach muscles, dude? Do you even squat?
Yeah.
It's like, just skip leg day every day.
This week again.
And his legs are huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, skip leg day, huh?
Yeah, he's done those whatever they're called. I want to say Tough Mudders, but
the tough man competitions were like, he's gone in and fought people. No, he
randos, like,
zero fear
and won.
Absolutely. No, he's a monster. And I just love getting after him.
He is a nightmare. Like, he's someone's nightmare.
Yeah, and if you're manic and like he walks in, you're intimidated. But there's nothing better than I will say it to him tomorrow. I'll be like, "Ooh, you've been eating more? You don't look good, dude.
Let yourself go, huh?"
Yeah, those tattoos aren't going to look good if there's not muscles under them.
Here's the thing, dude. I know we're all wearing puffy jackets, but still, come on.
Bro. How about get the grilled chicken sometime, fatty? Jeez. Yeah, and he's just shredded.
Oh, they've come a long way with temporary tattoos, huh?
Yeah, those look good.
They look almost real.
How long did the henna chick take? That had to take all week. Really impressive. So,
How often do you touch those up?
Not very often. Jeez.
So they let apprentices do henna work?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Like, that's
you
rough.
do you, dude.
Well, no regrets. You know?
No regrets.
That's a little rough, dude. There's a Chinese symbol for tacos? That doesn't even make sense.
He'll be bouncing around like the Tasmanian devil, dude.
Oh, he gets so mad. Gets so mad. I'm looking forward to it. We have a hot tub.
Yeah. Oh.
So I'll get to sit in there and just talk shit.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Get up there early tomorrow and enjoy before all the other 13 dudes get there.
I know. Tonight I was like packing my shit and I saw the dong sarong and I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Should I bring the dong sarong or not? Like,
he hated that last time you did it, right?
You can't stand it. You can't stand it. It just aggravates him to no end. And I sit right next to him in the hot tub in it. Like, that is the move. You know? The beauty of the dong sarong is, like, I'll make fun of him all day about how he doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I put the dong sarong on, it's more funny to tell him how good he looks.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, it bugs the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm just kidding, man. Your biceps. Can I touch? That's really big.
Well, and now you've cut up, so now you're going to be feeling good in your dong sarong.
That's actually one reason I didn't want to bring it, because then it looks like it's a weird flex.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny when, like, my gut hung over the dong sarong. It was like, look how funny this is. But now it's like, it's kind of a weird flex to be like, look at this. The dong sarong doesn't look horrible.
It's kind of baggy on me now.
Yeah. Is that a testicle hanging out? My bad, dude.
It could be like, oh, Brennan, you European now? Like, what's going on?
Now, you'd know if I was peeing.
You know, my son, the diver, he always wears.
Yeah, he rocks the Speedo.
He rocks the Speedo all the time. Like, he's in them all the time for diving. So he gets in the pool, he's wearing a Speedo, he gets in the hot tub, and all the kids got in the hot tub have been messing nutting, and there was 3 kids in that family, 2 in mine, and one of them was like, "Why are you in a Speedo?" He's like, "That's what I wear. Like, I wear a Speedo."
That's right, dude. Speaking of cutting weight, can I grab a beer under there if you don't mind?
What do you need?
Miller Lite. Speaking of cutting weight, let me get one of those low-cal, low-carb beers. We got something sent in by a listener Dave. Shout out to him. He sent in a topic this week. I found it interesting. You know, we've talked about the Ozempic drug a good bit, and now we are starting to see some of the side effects. Obviously, leaky buttholes, vomiting, these are pretty par for the course. Apparently, you're going to get diarrhea.
Why does every drug give you like gastrointestinal issues? It's all like anal leakage and diarrhea. Like
you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
But apparently, we've seen this, and I'm hearing the horror stories that if you don't stay on it, it comes back. And I don't know how much of this is just like the Jillian Michaels of the world being like, you need to follow my advice, not take a drug. But they're saying you're not learning healthy lifestyle. You're just cheating at it.
Well, there's always, we say it, there's no free lunches in nature. Like,
no, but if it doesn't kill you, it's kind of a free lunch.
Yeah, but my thing about it is, like, I was all intrigued in it as someone who's always, like, trying to eat better and watch what they eat and lose weight. But, like...
Because you try really hard and you get to a point.
Yeah, and then
so you're like, if there's something that can get me over the hump, I get that.
Yeah, but, like, when I heard it's like a weekly shot, I'm like, back out. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, now... So not only are you going to feel like crap, the weight's definitely going to come back when you get off of it, which I don't think that'll be a problem for too long, because once the price comes down, then it's like, why get off? If it doesn't have serious ramifications. But now they're saying there's something called Ozempic Face.
Uh-oh.
Where, you know how like if you lose a bunch of weight, your skin kind of like hangs everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, now
I've heard those things.
Yes. Well, now they have Ozempic Face.
Especially when you lose it quickly. That's really when the like.
Yeah. So your face kind of like just sags and like your jowls get kind of like like droopy dog
because you're losing weight at such a rapid pace. Like your skin is elastic, so unless you're 500-600 pounds and you drop to 200, obviously. But like if you're trying to lose 50 pounds, if you do it properly, your skin will tighten up as you lose that weight.
Yeah, if you cut it, if you get your stomach stapled and all of a sudden it comes off, it's like you're gonna have skin there.
Yeah,
like not much you can do about that. So I guess now people are getting Ozempic Face because they're cutting too much weight, and then their face is looking all droopy dog and kind of fucked up, and then they're like, well, damn it, I don't look pretty. It's like, so you got to find that middle ground, because there's one thing I have noticed is that when people thin up in older age, it makes you look older.
Yes.
Like a little meat in your face is a really good thing for keeping you youthful. When you thin out, you start to see the wrinkles more. You get to see the sunkenness. But so
your round face pushes out all those wrinkles.
Yeah, it helps. So now I guess people are getting like sunken eyes and droopy jowls.
Yeah, but you know what they'll do?
They'll just tighten it up.
Yeah, they'll get a facelift. Because if you're obviously down with taking off work and going to get weekly shots to lose some weight, you're not too vain to think, well, shit, while I'm here, let's get everything tuned up.
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, I can't wait.
You can't lose any more weight.
I'm going to start tuning it all up.
You're going to look like...
I could.
You're going to look like, what's his name in The Machinist? Christian Bale.
Oh, fuck no. No, that is not the goal. I've actually started bulking back up a little bit. I'm trying to find the middle ground.
Yeah.
But you see, I'm doing it healthy, which is a big
drug free.
Well,
drug-ish free.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm drug free for the most part.
Yeah.
But like, I'm taking this one thing, and it's like Eastern meds.
Okay.
Like it's called Testo Prime.
It sounds legit.
Yeah, well, all of them have some fucked up name.
Yeah.
But like, I was looking for a way to like naturally boost testosterone. I didn't want to go on like the low T shit.
Yeah.
Because once you start taking testosterone, then your body just stops making testosterone.
That's always been my argument.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just get my testosterone back naturally, so my body's producing it.
Yeah.
So there's all these like supplements that if you go on any forum, they're like, that shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
They're like, just do Dianabol. Like, you're going to bulk up, you're tons of testosterone, you'll be huge. I'm like, I get that, but that's not what I want. So I'm reading all these.
Speaking of taking something and then getting off of it, like if you'll never be able to get off of it, and if you do, you'll lose the bulk and the testosterone.
Which I had a buddy do the best trick I've ever seen. He wanted to get like the most testosterone possible. So what he did is he got his hands on some illegal steroids, did a cycle, so his body stopped making testosterone, got himself as big as he could get during those 6 weeks, did his thing. And then as soon as he got off of it, and then his testosterone
plummeted.
So then he found a doc that had already been known to be willing to kind of overprescribe.
Yeah.
So he goes to this doc after he comes off his cycle. So he's got zero testosterone.
Yeah.
His balls are shriveled up, like nothing's happening. Doc goes, holy shit, bro.
You are sick.
Like you are at a 0.
Yeah.
And he's like, we need to get you up to like normal levels. So
we need to give you a normal ration of tea, but triple it.
Yeah. So they gave him the massive dose of testosterone because he legitimately had no testosterone. So now he takes that. Dude, my man looks great. He looks great. He's working out all the time. I was like,
again,
well played.
He's got to keep going.
Yes, he has to keep going. And that's the rub with that shit.
Yeah.
So I was doing a bunch of research and they're like, well, part of the reason your body stops producing testosterone is because it's compensating for all this other shit. Like your body is like, we'd love to make testosterone, but you're deficient in vitamin D, deficient in vitamin B.
We're processing alcohol.
There's all these things.
The chalupas.
There's all these things we have to do before we can address your testosterone because it's not critical to life. These other things are.
And we're not doing things in normal everyday life to boost that. We're not hunting and like chopping wood and like.
So I'm basically taking a dietary supplement that's full of vitamin D, vitamin B, magnesium, but then it's got like the Eastern meds. It's got the ginseng, the fungreek,
rhino horn.
It doesn't have that. It doesn't really fix the boners. But like basically it puts your body in a position. It's got weird shit in it, like pomegranate juice, like pomegranate stuff. It's got black pepper. It's all these things that they're like, if this stuff is in balance, then your body might make more testosterone, but more importantly, what it can do is access the testosterone you already have.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, if I lift weights and take this multivitamin, then that should work. I don't know if it works per se.
Yeah.
But I take it. So when you say I'm drug free, I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm 100% drug free. I'm like, no, I am taking like
but supplements are weird. Supplements are weird. I mean, there's a lot. Depending on who you ask, there's science to prove and disprove all of them, right? I mean,
I look at these testimonials on the website, and all these dudes are like, my mood is so much better. I sleep better. I'm like, none of that shit's happening.
Yeah.
My mood is the same shitty mood. My sleep still sucks.
That's been my thing with the no drinking. Everybody's like, you must feel great. I'm like, I don't feel any different than I did.
No, I don't. Sometimes you just don't feel any different.
Yeah.
But you know
you're in a better place.
This thing has a bunch of zinc in it.
Nice.
One thing I've noticed is like if I do get sick, I'm beating it up really quick.
Yeah.
Because what do we do? Every time you get sick, you take like coldies, you take like zinc, vitamin C, you take all that shit. Well, I'm taking it every day. So my body's actually, when I get sick, it tends to move through me pretty quickly.
Isn't that what Rogan and all those like muscle-bound nerds said? Like, we need to be boosting our immune systems. Like,
and this does a good job of that. But I do
that by not like washing my hands continuously and not being afraid to be around people when they're sick. I'm like, okay, you're sick. We won't cough in each other's mouth. Like,
but I'm going to take some vitamin C, keep my body primed to deal with it, but let the body deal with it a little. It seems to be working on some level.
There you go.
But it's
a lot of it's a placebo effect too. If you think it's going to work, a lot of times that can make it work.
No idea if I'm squarely in the placebo bucket, or if there's actually some benefit here, because I haven't noticed any like
physical
strength gains. Yeah, like I don't feel like my testosterone's up, but I have noticed things like if I get a cold, I beat it off pretty. I jerk it off pretty quickly.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm jerking off everything.
That's right.
No, but I mean, like, I don't know if it's placebo or what, but I'm like, and it's got a cool name, Testo Prime.
Yeah, sounds like legit science.
But it doesn't actually put any testosterone in your body, which is
again
all I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I don't want to take HGH, testosterone. Like, let me try to figure it out, because I promise you, when I get to like 60 years old, I'm going to take all that testosterone.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to wait as long as I can.
Yeah.
And then when you get to a point where your body's like, we're done with this, then I may as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're relatively young now. Like, you don't want to get on something like that now. I mean, technically, unless something crazy happens, we're halfway through our lives. Like, you want to spend the rest of your life taking...
No, I want it when I start looking at retirement, as soon as I retire, I'm going to face testosterone. That's all I'm going to do.
Just get on the steroids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the baddest dude in the villages. Fucking,
Just putting up stacks and racks and taking old ladies.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
hell
I'll be
yeah.
Sticking needles in my ass, popping blue pills, and fucking going nuts, dude. Those are supposed to be my golden years,
That's right.
I'm not.
And that's when you're going to
That's when you'll notice it. You'll need it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, look, we're middle-aged men who are busybodies, so, like, we're always kind of a little bit tired, but, like, it's not ridiculous. Like, when we're 60, yeah, it's going to be full on. Dude, we're going to need it.
When you're like, I can't go fishing because I'm too tired. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, needle in my ass.
That's right.
Hit the gym, still be out fishing.
That's right.
Early. I don't see why not.
I'm with you, man.
But I want to save it. I want to save that car.
Hopefully, when we get to that age, maybe they'll have some cool new shit that's even better for you.
Hell yeah, pec implants. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just go full.
Yeah.
Full Monty. But I'm saying I don't want to play the card too early.
No.
Like we've all done that.
Yeah.
You're playing Uno, you're playing asshole,
you got that draw for a wild and you're like,
you blow it, next thing you know you lose. Nah, you got to save it.
That's right.
That steroid card somewhere around 60 something.
Yeah.
I think I'll time it with my retirement.
Yeah.
As soon as I retire, steroids. That sounds perfect.
Can't not work.
Well, then they're like, oh, but the long-term effects.
Fuck long-term.
Long-term effects. I'll be dead in 10.
That's right. If I get if I am with 10, 15 solid years, that's a win.
Yeah. Let your body recover.
Yeah.
Like that's when you save it. So I'm saving it up.
You don't want to go out petering out like
no, that's
go out strong.
That's what everybody does. We go out like a fucking monster.
Have your heart explode in your sleep.
Hell yeah. That sounds great. They're like, you got a prostate the size of a grapefruit. I'm like, well, that's because it's exactly where I stick my steroid. Yeah. I'm sure it's processing some stuff.
You get to 75, 80, you just want to wake up dead.
Swole.
Yeah. He can't be dead. Look how massive he is.
That's right. Gonna have to get that XL coffin.
That's right. He's in great shape.
Yeah, screw that.
He was in great shape.
Dude, I want to get stuffed, like mounted.
Yeah, he's a specimen.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Schwarzenegger, he's not going to look great. He did the steroids too early. Played his card.
How old is he? He's got to be.
He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still looks good.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got the...
Well, he's definitely been on something the entire time.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna let that train ride for a little while.
As you should.
Dude, are you looking at your watch? Is that deli time?
Yeah.
Is that what that just was?
I think so.
You provided the deli this week,
Actually,
right?
I just got a text message from a listener that said, this last episode was a weird one, and I don't know which one he's talking about.
Fuck that guy. See him drag himself out every week. Fucking record. Guy or girl?
It's a guy.
Fuck him.
But he has a laugh emoji. But we do have some weird episodes.
Well, yeah, when it's the middle of the night and it's just you and I.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go on a
Things get
tangent.
weird.
I haven't hit on any topics. Well, Ozempic Face. That's how we got here. Damn Ozempic Face.
Oh, it's deli time. You're gonna need a glass because this time I'm supplying, and we're going down my lane, not your lane.
Yeah, it's a non-alcoholic lane. I'm actually kind of excited about this because here's all I know about what you got is that you said it was Citra wheat, which Citra hop's my favorite hop. Wheat beers are like my favorite beer. But this is funny that you're going to this brewery because this is 3-notched, right?
So my wife saw these. They had 4 different flavors. They had a couple IPAs, a lime, salt, sour, and a Citra wheat. And, of course, I told her, avoid the IPAs and give me the other 2. And it's called Uncool. Got a really bland...
I like that it's called Uncool.
Yeah, it's got a real bland label. Looks like it's something in a bad movie. Like, you can't... It's just undescript at all. And I didn't notice it till I had a couple of them. It is brewed by Three Notch Brewing in Charlottesville.
Okay.
So on the can it says, hold it in your hand and act normal.
So about 5 years ago, I went down this road where I went around to all the local breweries. And I was like, hey, do you have any non-alcoholic beers I can try? And they were like, oh, no, we don't do that. Now, I found a couple breweries that did, but unfortunately, their beers were horrible.
Yeah.
But now it's going through like a renaissance.
The NA game has really changed in the past year or two, for sure. I noticed at our local Total Wine, there's like, they've added whole half of aisles that are NA where it used to just be the little end.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole bunch.
I can tell you on the nose, this beer doesn't do a lot for me. Underwhelming.
Underwhelming? Like not enough smell?
I want it to punch me harder. Like I'm waiting for the NA beers to really...
Well, you got to remember, it's not a beer.
I understand that, but I want it to get closer.
It's a non-alcoholic brew. But what's it smell like to you? Does it smell like a Citra wheat?
It smells like a wheat beer, not like a hop. There's no hop.
Yeah.
No hop on it.
Well, wheat, I mean, there's not a lot of hop in a wheat beer.
No, but the fact that they added Citra, I was hoping it was going to be like dry hopped and have a stink.
So is the Citra supposed to be the hop, or does the Citra mean the
Unless they
flavor?
Well, they might have just gone with a...
Like this.
It might not have been hopped.
Yeah.
I'm assuming by Citra wheat.
To me, it's more of a citrusy wheat beer.
That's exactly what
like
I'm getting.
Citrus, Stu's not here to explain to us what citrus is.
Yeah. Well, he said it's a lemon.
Yeah. But I think this is more of whatever category the orange is in is what this tastes like to me.
That elusive category.
Yeah. I still haven't wikied it and figured it out yet.
See, you're starting to come back around.
I didn't say I was ever going to bust his chops again. I'm just saying he did a solid.
As far as a non-alcoholic beer goes, I'm enjoying what they're doing here. They're leaning into my wheat beer. It's definitely citrusy.
Do you think you know it was NA?
Yes.
How can you tell? Because I can't tell the difference between.
It just doesn't have enough going on.
Too bland?
Yeah. It's just down, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's me because I haven't been drinking, but to me, this has a lot of flavor in it.
It does. It's just still not
enough.
It's not full beer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're all near beer.
That's going to be hard.
All right, but like you're drinking a Budweiser Zero over there. That tastes...
It says near beer on the bottom, too.
There you go. The Budweiser Zero tastes like a beer. They've definitely kind of leaned it into the beer realm. I like them Busch NAs.
Yeah.
I actually think the Busch NA is a pretty decent approximation of a shitty beer.
I agree. I have those in my fridge as well.
What am I rating this on? A non-alcoholic scale or just a beer?
Do we have a different scale?
I mean, we can.
I mean, it's kind of...
Here's what I can tell you I like about it.
I have a friend who said he would drink Gatorade over a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, well, no.
And I understand, I understand most people drink. But I'm telling you, if drinking an NA beer, once you get over the initial aspect of it all, it's like drinking beer with your friends. It really is. Like, I'm telling you, like...
Yo, I know.
Drinking a Gatorade isn't the same as drinking an NA beer when you're hanging out with your buddies and watching football.
Hold a can or hold a bottle. Yeah. I want to taste some beer.
Yeah.
This doesn't have enough beer flavor is actually my knock on it. What this does do...
Maybe... Okay, I like your angle because I'm looking at it differently now.
This tastes really bright.
Yes.
It damn near tastes like sunshine. I don't know how to... Like, it tastes like all the summer beers that you would love. It's got a good citrusy flavor, but that citrusy leans more lemon than orange. Mm-hmm. The wheat in it, though, is really good, and that's where lemon belongs.
Yeah.
You put a lemon wedge...
In a wheat beer.
You don't put...
But I also used to put oranges in the Bronze's Connor wheat beer.
But that's because like Blue Moon kind of like taught us that.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally speaking, you throw a lemon in there. This has a lemon flavor, a little bit of that wheat beer. It's not overpowering. It's super easy to drink. It tastes very low ABV.
Yeah. It's not boozy.
I actually like that beer.
Yeah.
I wish it had a little more flavor. But the flavor I get, like I said, super bright, very sunny. I like that a lot. In the non-alcoholic world, that's a 4.
Yeah.
In the beer world, that's still a 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to split the difference for NA because we haven't really decided if we're...
Yeah.
Because I could put that at a 3.5.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste beer-y, but a lot of wheat beers don't.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to take too much away from it. I really like that beer. I would drink that. Like if you tossed me one of those.
Mix it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would gladly drink that. That's a really good beer. 3.5 for me.
So I agree with everything you said, but what you did, you pointed out something to me that I didn't think about this weekend when I was having a few of these. I really like the taste of this. I like the citrus. I like the wheat. I like all that. It didn't dawn on me that it's not beery enough.
It's not beery enough. It needs a little more beer.
It tastes very, to me, it tastes very citrus, weedy, but not beery. So that's a ding on it, right? Like if you're going
for beer,
but maybe some ladies who don't like beer taste, or certain guys that don't like beer taste.
That guy who would rather have a Gatorade, should have that.
It's more
that's
of
refreshing.
A drink than a beer. But
all right, you know what it tastes akin to? A Radler.
Yeah. Yep.
It definitely has a Radler vibe.
Yeah.
Which, what do they do with the Radler? They cut it with some kind of like
usually.
lemonade.
Yeah.
So the alcohol content comes down.
Mm-hmm.
This is a less sugary Radler.
Yeah.
Which I actually like.
Yeah, appreciate.
You know? That's a good beer, man.
I'm going to score it the exact same you did because I like your description of it, and I think it's a delicious beer. But if you're gonna knock it for not having something, it's definitely not as beery as your Bud Zero.
No, the Bud Zero tried to be a beer.
Bush or your Bush.
Yeah.
But this is to me, this is more flavor, but not beer flavor.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like it.
Yeah.
As a non-alcoholic brew, I'm like, that's a 4. But then at the same time, like a Coke is a 5.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go down that road.
Yeah.
You know, but that's...
Yeah, like a good root beer. I mean, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I like it a lot.
Again,
that's a good choice.
I know we don't have a lot of NA drinkers, but, you know, if you see this out, give it a try. Let us know what you think, because I'm always up for other people's opinions.
No, that is, I like that a lot. I would drink that. If you come over here on a Sunday and we're watching football and you have one of those, I would rather have that than your Bud Zero.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't taste like a beer.
Yeah.
It tastes beer adjacent.
Yeah.
It's really tasty.
It is. I thought it was pretty damn tasty. And I think the salted lime one's pretty good too.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go down the sour road. I wanted to try what happens when you get into the wheat world, and it's good.
Yeah.
So before we broke for the deli, we were talking about a listener had sent something in. Another listener sent something in this week. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good one.
Well, should we discuss it?
Yeah, this came. We have to. Only because I'm an equal opportunity person here. So, Flores, who this week, Flores has been the hero and the GOAT. I noticed that on the Venmo, we had gotten a very nice donation. So I certainly appreciate that.
He's always donating to us. He donates to M4K. He's a super solid guy.
He absolutely is. Absolutely.
All the way out in California.
Yeah. So to peel the curtain back a little bit, I actually went to high school with him. So he has firsthand knowledge of what we were talking about last week, the madrigals.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So he sent something in today, I noticed. and it just said Madrigals. And I literally didn't even open the email for like hours. I was like this son of a bitch knows. Cause like he was a different kind of dude.
He was cool.
Yeah. So he, he played lacrosse, he played football.
Oh, he was really cool.
Yeah. Like he was an athlete.
And you were sailing your heart out.
And I was sailing my balls off.
Yeah, you were.
But hey, we both listened to Back in Black as he ran out on the field.
Yeah.
We both got hype.
That's right.
His was just a little different. He was going to go be a warrior.
I need to get him to call in so I can get the true definition of a madrigal. Because I'm only hearing your version.
Well, here's what he had to say.
He typed something up.
Yes.
Nice.
It just says, how could I not comment?
I love where this is going already.
As one of the few who have firsthand knowledge of this glee club, let me say there is no time in history other than last week's podcast where the words athlete and madrigals have been in the same sentence.
Yes. Yes.
So he immediately kind of let me have it. And then he said, take a look at the current group of Mad Choir students. This was 100% the crew Brendan was hanging with at those post-performance, air quotes, ragers. And then he actually sent a link to the current.
Is this the current?
And like immediately you see these two dudes. And the way it looks, it honestly looks like one dude dressed up in Renaissance gear with a ventriloquist dummy in Renaissance gear. Like it doesn't look good. They're all wearing their like Mad Choir shirts and all their dorky
Is this
stuff.
like taking you back? Like, is that?
No, it's not.
Oh, you guys were cooler.
They're like jumping in the air, getting photos. Like there's the tuxes. Like, no, it's not
So
good.
this is everything that me.
Like, look at these men.
Oh my god,
These are not men. It was much cooler back when
the Madrigals are everything me and every listener thought they were, is what Flores is saying.
It's what I'm seeing. So I have gone through and what I can see here is these photos. This is all the choir. So this is full nerd choir, like anyone can get in. There's definitely some glee going on. But I've narrowed it. I did find the madrigals. Like I can tell a madrigal group. That is the madrigals of this group.
Oh, those are the cool looking geeks.
Yes, but I'm just going to zero in just really quick.
Okay.
Okay, there's some talent in there.
I mean, high school talent.
Yes.
Tread lightly.
Now, some of the guys are clearly gleeful. Like you can tell through the photo that this man right here.
He's going to have trouble finding a prom date, yes.
No. I'm sure this guy right here would oblige. Now, I would like to think of me as this guy. The guy,
the dark hair and dark skin guy?
the handsome guy in between the two very happy men. But unfortunately, I have narrowed it, and the madrigals aren't. They've gone downhill.
Funny how everyone remembers things a little bit differently, isn't it?
I would like to say that our group was super cool, but as Flores,
you gotta find me some photo proof.
As Flores has taken the time to prove, I can't argue with it. Like he sent it in and he sent photo proof of the current madrigals, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, the percentages still add up.
If those kids weren't kids, I would post some of those pictures, but I can't rightfully post those pictures.
No, I get it. And
God, I love this.
They're less athlete-y than they used to be back in my day.
Yeah.
You know, it was just weight room and singing.
Yeah.
Weight room and singing.
And probably a little at the same time, right?
I don't see why not. A little
singing in the weight room.
Yeah.
Who doesn't do that?
Sometimes you got to la 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 to get through that last set.
That's right.
So I stand by the fact that we were a team of athletes.
Yeah.
And I also stand by the fact that I have clearly been put in my place.
A little do-re-mi before you go for your PR, right?
That's all I was saying. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go for the bench press record.
That might be one of the greatest
a female deer.
That might be one of the greatest slam emails. Shut down. Like, that's shut down corner shit right there. Like, you get 0 yards, 0
The best part about it is before this episode came out, he sent a donation.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he could figure out how to retract it. And so I wonder, I'm just waiting to see like the request come in and be like, Flores has requested this much money be sent to him. Because he then turned around and was like, nah, I'm not going to let this slide.
Yeah, not for this one.
Because I can't even argue. Like he was
there.
But he was a jock. He was the other side.
What do you know, Flores? You're out there like being a badass and hooking up with chicks all the time. You don't know what the Madrigals are doing inside that choir room all day.
Boom.
I got your back, buddy.
I appreciate it. I did see one of the Madrigal
You're out
girls.
there, Flores, going to parties and being popular. Leave Brendan alone.
Yeah. I don't need your help.
I'm helping, right?
No. I'm starting to see through your assistance. It's starting to bother me.
I've got your back, buddy.
No, you don't.
Come on.
No, you don't.
I would never sell you out.
I just love that, like, literally, he's like, no, hold on. You made wassailing sound like it was almost cool. You nerds. I love that he air quoted ragers after.
Yeah. So listener Adam said he was talking about the wassailing episode, and he said it took me a bit to figure out if he was being serious.
Oh
or
God!
Not. Actually, still not sure.
We struck a nerve.
I mean, you couldn't make that up, right? Like,
why would I? Why would I? You know what I mean? It's like being like, no, I'd love to have sex, but I have crabs. Like, you're not just going to make that up.
Yeah.
You're not just going to,
yeah.
You know, if you say it, you probably got it.
But, you know, going back to those days in high school, like, to me, like, so we talked about it earlier. I was the roller skating guy, but I was like popular in my field, like at the skating rink.
No, I was perfectly like I hung out with Jason. Like obviously,
yeah,
you know, we were.
Oh, clear that up, Flores. Brendan, that guy, I never hung out with that nerd.
Why would I hang out with him?
Yeah. He was singing his ass off all the time. I mean, I knew who he was. I avoided him, obviously.
I didn't want to be in the same room.
We became friends in college when we were like forced to, but not in high school.
Maybe I have a warped view.
Well, no, my point was like, I believe everything you said, but I believe everything he said too. Like, I had a blast hanging out the skating rink, interacting with those people.
But you understand how dorky that is, too.
Yes.
Like, you see the other side.
Well, and I could see where the football guy would be like, he wasn't at any football games. He's over at the skating rink. And in his world, I'm look like a tool, but in my world, I'm super popular and killing chicks left and right. Like,
killing it. Oh, that was the best part about chicks back then. There was always chicks who liked all different kinds.
Yeah.
Very forgiving at that age.
I mean, in that group, and obviously there was a lot of groups. So like, if what you say is true, and I believe you, like the Madrigals were the cool singing group compared to the Glee Club and the standard choir. Like, it's good to be the king.
It's not. Okay, you said it right at the end. It's the top.
Yeah.
Of the pyramid.
Yes.
But it's a pyramid of dorks.
Yes.
Or you wouldn't be singing.
Yeah.
The thing is that I figured out very early on that I could sing, so why would I not lean in?
I mean, that's basically the same thing I do with skating. I enjoy skating.
I was
very good at it.
I actually tried to talk my daughter out of choir today.
Yeah.
I saw her like electives for going into her next grade, and she had her first choice was choir. And I was like, honey, why choir? Like, this girl can draw. Like, she can paint, she can draw, she can do all these things. Like, from an art standpoint, she's phenomenal. I've never heard her sing a note.
Dude, my younger son is trying to join chorus, and I'm like, I've never heard you sing ever.
Yeah, like, I don't understand where this is coming from. The only thing I can think is that I've got this little choir dork in me that got super excited when her older sister went into choir, and I'm like, I get all amped up.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go see that choir thing. Like, my wife makes fun of me because she's like, oh, we gotta go see the fucking choir show tonight. And I'm like, I know, right? I'm so psyched. Like, I'm down. So I get excited about it. So I think my youngest daughter was like, well, dad likes it.
Yeah.
And my sister does it, but she spends all day drawing.
Yeah.
All day.
So you're kind of like find your own lane. And by the way, you're really
talented.
good at this one.
She's
yeah.
wildly talented at it. My oldest daughter, I hear singing in the shower, singing all over the place. She loves to sing.
Yeah.
Go to a choir. My youngest daughter draws constantly. And I'm like, why? So I called her downstairs. Like, she thought she was in trouble. And I'm like, hey, I noticed you put choir here and then you put advanced art as your second choice. I was like, what's the logic there?
Yeah.
And I was like, look, just because I like choir, that's not how you live your life.
Yeah.
Like, you are the most talented person in this house at this, and you've got that as your second choice. You spend all night, like, you do your homework and then you spend your free time drawing.
Yeah. Not singing.
Not singing.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not want to, like, get credit to screw off? Because to you, it's screwing off.
Yeah.
Like, this is fun. Like, now you're going to go do something else. I tried to talk her out of it, and she was like, well, I just want to do it. It seems like fun. Like, my sister has fun. I'm like, you got to live your life.
I know. I'm actively talking my boys out of pursuing my career. Like, they want to kind of be in my field. And I'm like, you're going to do better than that. Like, I get it because I kind of went after my dad. Like, but find your own thing. And I'm actively kind of trying to get my son. He wants to do they call it regiment, the marching band. But I'm like, because he plays percussion and he wants to get into that. And I'm like, you play a lot of sports and you can't, that is a sport. Like, those nerds practice.
Yeah, Flores,
all the
you
time.
hear what he just said?
But like, he can't do it all. And I don't want him to stress himself out because that's the kind of kid he is.
No, they got to find their lane.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, kids look for affirmation and they'll be like, oh, well, mom and dad like this, so I'll do that. I don't know how to explain to them that, like, I'm going to be happy either way. Figure yourself out, because you don't want to come out of life like, oops.
Well, I mean, the fact is, like, my younger son tried every sport under the sun, and he was good at a lot of them, but he didn't really enjoy it. When he found diving, and I got to go watch him at some of his first practices and watch him just jump off 3 meters and do dives in his first and second practices, that the instructor's like, he shouldn't be doing this. Like, but he's got it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like almost in tears just watching him. I'm like, yes, this guy is doing something that I know nothing about. Yeah. I would never do. And he's excelling at it.
I would much rather enjoy watching my kid enjoy something.
Exactly.
And be happy, even if it's something I don't
exactly
excel at or know anything about.
Who knows anything about diving? I mean,
no. Seriously, my knowledge of diving ends at Greg Louganis.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that dude crack his head. Yep. So I was like, oh, write that name down. That's going to be useful later in life.
Everyone can pull that card.
Yeah, that's the card.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Name one other diver.
Yeah.
Closest I get is Phelps.
Yeah.
He dives in and then he really mostly swims.
Yeah. He doesn't go very deep. He kind of stays near the surface.
Kind of a shitty diver, honestly. You know, there's much better divers. Greg Louganis, for example.
Yeah. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He is pretty good.
Other than that one time. Did you hear about that?
I did. Did. He spilled all that positive blood all up in the fucking pool.
Too soon.
More chlorine. Is it too soon? Is it? Because I don't know that it is. I feel like the day Magic Johnson said he had AIDS, it was like, everything else was good.
And then he's only gotten healthier.
Dude. Because he hit 60, he started doing them steroids.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the move.
That's right.
That's the move.
He's got it figured out.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she figures out her path.
We're going to find out. Oh,
yeah.
Dude. I just saw something, and I'm dying to get my hands on it because I have the old one. Fat Tire.
Ooh.
The iconic.
Yeah.
Like one of the greatest beers. Probably the gateway beer to the craft beer world for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Like you had a Fat Tire and go, you know what?
You had some craft beer, but you hadn't had a good one.
Yeah,
you had
Fat Tire was so easy to drink. Everyone loved it.
Fat Tire became like the Mustang or the Wrangler. Like it was
everywhere.
You didn't even know it was New Belgium made it. You just were like, it's Fat Tire.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, everyone was like, oh,
Yeah.
Fat Tire. You're like, yeah, you like New Belgium? Never heard of it.
What? I've had a million Fat Tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fat Tire just changed their whole recipe.
Whoa.
They went back to the lab. This beer's been out there for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
They
Killing it.
And that's the thing. When did it fall off? Like, why am I worried? Why are we doing this? Fat Tire changed the logo.
Come on.
Changed the logo.
Come on.
And then changed the recipe. They said for 2 years, they've been tweaking the recipe. This is new Coke. It is about to happen in the beer world.
And that crushed it.
Yeah, it did. It did. No, they had to go back. And I wonder if that's going to end up happening here. Fat Tire has completely redone the logo, the look, and they changed the recipe. And starting now, it's rolling out.
Let me go on record without having seen or tasted it and say, I hate it.
So I'm very fortunate that I have a 6-pack of Fat Tire. Because why
Old
wouldn't
Fat
I?
Tire?
Yes. Sitting in the fridge.
But like, it's not bad. It's not like years old or anything, is it?
Probably about a month old.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting on it.
So we got to get the new one.
We got to get the new one.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be, we're going to be able to taste test.
I changed the iconic image of that dope bike leaning against the shed.
What the hell are they doing?
I know what happened. I can tell you what happened. They crushed it when they first started, right? 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah, and now the market is softening.
And, well, yeah, the market is saturated, so
Yeah.
the numbers aren't there. And they're like, if you look 20 years ago, our numbers were up at blah, 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 and now it's down blah, blah, blah. It's like, yes, because it's a progression of the market being saturated. It's still a good beer.
You're spot on to the point that you just basically paraphrased what the marketing guy said.
Oh, really?
In the press release. He was like, the market.
But then they went ahead, even knowing that, they went ahead with changing it?
Yeah, they were like, look, the market has softened. Flavors have changed. This is the same thing that New Coke and New Coke. It's the same thing. The market has softened. There's not as much craft beer selling. So we needed to modernize
there's
Fat Tire.
There's more craft beer selling.
Well,
right?
No, so all right. So like the craft beer segment kept exploding.
And it's still growing because we still taste new beers all the time.
But now if you look at sales, like let's just say there was 2 million in light beer sales and $1 million in craft beer sales, like at its peak.
Yeah.
Now with all these beers still in the market, it's down to like 750.
Oh, it's all of it.
It's contracting.
Because whatever that, there's a word for it, where you have too many options. Like people are probably like,
the market is
overwhelmed.
saturated.
They're just like, I'm going back to Budweiser.
Yeah. Well, also you have seltzers. You have things that are totally different. People are starting to drink wines.
Alcohol.
People are starting to not drink, period.
Yeah.
You look at millennials, they drink at a lower rate. Gen Z drinks at a lower rate than millennials. So like,
but like, and then like alcohol sales, like straight alcohol, like we used to never be, you didn't know guys that were bourbon drinkers. Like that was an old guy thing.
Cocktails and liquor.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all. So if you have $1 million of people buying booze, I'm just using round numbers. You have $1 million of people buying booze and 500,000 of that was craft beer. Well, now you have $750,000 of people buying booze.
Yeah.
And of that, it's being divvied out into liquor more.
Yeah.
Seltzers.
Like you said, wine.
So craft beer has actually shrunk, yet there's still all of these out there.
Craft beer, but regular beer's just light beer and beer is just going on untouched probably.
Well, they took the hit right when craft beer came out.
Yeah.
They constricted and they're holding pat.
Yeah.
But now the craft beer market is feeling it, so they've come down. But so Fat Tire's exactly that. 30 years ago when they got in the game, they just kept expanding and expanding, and people were like, "This Fat Tire is amazing." Well, they just decided they need to revamp to try to capture more market share.
All right, question.
This is a horrible decision.
Question for you, market guy. Could they be sabotaging this on purpose?
What would be the logic there?
Because didn't all these new Cokes and Coke Clear and Pepsi Clear and all that shit, they tried something new. Obviously, they weren't doing it on purpose. But then when they axed that shit, didn't the original spike again? Like
tremendously.
Yeah.
That would be the boldest coup. It'd be such a good move. But I mean, you got to have nuts of steel to go, hey, we're going to take a bath for a year.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of organizations, once they get to a certain level, you got to spend money to make money. I mean,
do you think this could be an intentional sabotage?
I can't imagine why you would change.
So in a year, they could come back and say, original Fat Tire, and then everyone goes, holy shit, it was the best.
Is that an insane idea?
Okay, look at here's a good example that just happened of that theory. Taco Bell got rid of the Mexican pizza.
Yep.
No one was eating the Mexican pizza.
Yep.
They got rid of the Mexican pizza.
What happened?
Everybody freaked the fuck out.
Yep. Same with McRib does that. Don't they? Yeah,
McDonald's? That's why they do that, because they can't
get it now.
They can't sustain the McRib dollars.
Yeah.
But if they bring it back for 3 months a year, it kills. Well,
Yeah.
the Mexican pizza now is in commercials.
Yep.
I've heard people be like, oh, I went to Taco Bell to get a Mexican pizza. I never heard anyone say they were going to Taco Bell to get a Mexican pizza.
No.
Now they're buying Mexican pizzas like crazy. They sold out the first couple of weeks it's back, and their numbers are up. So you think this could be a huge conspiracy?
I mean, look.
Change Fat Tire, fuck it up, bring it back, become the king.
You give James Cameron $100 million to make a movie. So you're taking a bath on that for 5 years until the movie hits, and then he's making you $1 billion. So you're like, holy shit. Did we lose money or did we make money? You're ultimately making money, but you're investing on the front end.
Maybe you had to lose money up front.
Yeah.
This would be the most brilliant thing ever. And so
we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So here's what's up. If it comes out and within, let's say, 2 years, they release an original recipe Fat Tire
with old label, because it'd be nostalgia driven.
Yep. Then I will officially say you called it, because I hadn't even occurred to me. That is brilliant.
Well, it didn't occur to me because this is the first I've heard of it. But as you were speaking, I was like, the tweaking of the beer is one thing, but the changing of the label and the tweaking of the beer is like, you're wiping your ass with what got you here. Like, it just seems insane to me.
Crazy to me too.
I haven't had a Fat Tire in a long time, but like, I want Fat Tire to be there. Like, yes. I just want to know Fat Tire's there.
That's why I picked it the other day. I was walking through the store
and you saw that bike,
and I did, and I was like, what do I want? What do I want? And I was like, ooh, actually, I'd love a Fat Tire.
Yeah.
And I just put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Just because you should always have Fat Tire on hand, because some people are like, oh, I don't like hoppy beers.
It's like Coke. I don't drink a lot of Coke.
But you have some.
I want it there. I want to know when I go to the store, Coca-Cola as I know it will be sitting on that shelf.
Well, Fat Tire no longer. And I haven't seen the new one yet. But as soon as we do, we're popping those Fat Tires.
Because why not keep Fat Tire the same? And if you're going to create a whole new beer and a new
fatter
label,
tire.
Yeah. Like, why? I mean, they do that all the time, right?
Yeah, Fat Tires.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just tweak it.
Tired and fat.
Yeah, they just... This is very... I think you may be onto something. Like, the more you say it, and they may just be smart enough to do that.
They might have the discretionary income to pull it off.
I mean, they got huge. They're self-sufficient. They don't... They haven't sold out.
And we like most New Belgium beers.
they kill it.
Yeah.
So maybe they have enough income from everything else. They're like, hey, you know what? We don't need this shit.
Yeah. I'm curious now.
I am too.
I would like to be right on that. That'd be wild.
I want you to be right because I don't want to lose fat tire.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely.
I don't even
want you to be
drink,
right.
and I don't want to lose fat tire.
That may be when you come back.
I mean, fat tire.
That may be the time you come back.
I mean, fat tire is an all-time great.
It is. It's the one. At a minimum, you gotta swish and spit. We gotta taste this.
Yeah, for sure.
This is why we're here.
Yeah.
We've been building to this moment.
Yep.
Psyched. Dude, should we wrap this? Either that or you got a pad for the next 15 minutes. I gotta pee.
I got to pee so bad right now.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. I like your attitude.
Yeah.
Which one is that's the one. I couldn't even figure out which button. I'm so like, whew, mentally I'm out there. I appreciate the listeners reaching out this week. That was good. It was good interaction.
Yes.
Kept us going. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Oh, let me give a shout out to listener Alex. His son, he's a fraternity brother of mine. I know he's a listener. His son just signed a commit to play football at quarterback for Virginia Tech.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You can always fall back on that
Congratulations.
agricultural degree too. That's good.
And it's wild because his dad, Alex, is a diehard fan, and the kid's been going to Tech games his whole life. Like all he's
Dream
ever
come
wanted to do.
true
Yep.
then.
Yeah.
I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. That's awesome.
I'm not even a Tech fan, but I will be watching and pulling for him.
I'll be rooting for Alex's kid. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have topics, please do send them over to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap your friends, it's real easy. You just grab their phone, sign them up for the podcast, and be like, you need to check that out. That would certainly help.
For sure.
If you have too much discretionary money, send it to Troy at
Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
That is the place.
Sue and Jason know what to do.
Yes. I would be giving more plugs, but I'm going to go ahead and take a leak.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think? I gotta pee.